What is happening, La Familia YouTube? I am back again. I know it's been a month or so, but you know how you OG watchers know how I do things. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm just like your daddy. I step in your life and then I just step out for a little while. Grab a pack of smokes. And I might come back. Might come talk to moms real quick. I'm just joking. I hope I didn't trigger anybody with that. No, but all joking aside, La Familia YouTube. Listen, it's like I told you before. I ain't rich. I can't keep buying shit and reviewing it. So I just review things as I get them. Even though more frequent content might start coming, after, I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more frequent. I'm going to start doing more videos where I touch on subjects, etc., etc. But listen, I'm going to stop myself. I'm going to cut myself off right there because I know that I can get long-winded sometimes. I know a lot of you guys probably click right through a lot of my videos and get straight to the relevant part. So my apologies for that. I'm going off the dome. I'm going from the heart, going from here. So I'm not sticking to a script, so I don't have any boundaries, I guess, when I'm talking. But anyways, you guys probably looked at the title with, two heads. I'm sure you guys are looking at this going, who? What? So we're going to talk about a company called Mdnt 45. Now, let's go back a little bit. So when I first started getting into techwear and just more, and I started kind of like getting more, like flirting more with like the avant-garde, when I started discovering more avant-garde. So this is probably like, probably a year and a half into wearing techwear, I started kind of discovering like Rick Owens and, Yohji Yamamoto, even though I already knew about Adidas Y3, but more so straight up Yohji line, etc. But, when I started getting into that part of because techwear can be avant-garde as well, too, in my opinion. But I started kind of getting into that. I tripped over this company. So going back to when I first started getting into techwear, though, I remember, looking at what everybody was doing. You know what I mean? There were the people that, were like, everything has to be strictly functional, and that's it. Like those people. There's the warcore people. Not really my thing, but hey, they look cool doing what they do. No judgment from me, but not my thing. But my whole thing was, okay, I'm looking at what everybody else is doing, and my whole approach is I want to take an approach that, like, I want to look like I'm from the future. So functionality is very important to me, but it's probably secondary on my list. Aesthetics come first for me. So again, when I started kind of like getting into more of the aesthetic part of tech, where I was more like, okay, like I want to be influenced by like sci-fi movies or what I think the future is going to look like, etc. One of my biggest influences on my techwear style is Blade Runner 1 and 2. In particularly, this coat right here. That's where it started. And then this coat right here from Blade Runner 2049. And I remember when I started getting into this, I was like, okay, I've already, even before getting into techwear, I always loved the style of clothes that were in both Blade Runner movies. But I never thought in my life I'd be trying to like actually like mimic it to a degree and put my own spin on it. But those two jackets that I flashed on the screen, I was like, I need a coat that's right in between those two jackets. Like I need something that's got both of those influences in one jacket. And then fast forward, you guys, when I started getting into more of the avant-garde stuff, I come across this company. To this day, I still couldn't tell you like how I discovered them. I'm sure it was some algorithmic fate, if you will, that probably made it happen. But yeah, I ended up like going down a rabbit hole on their website one day, and I had noticed that a lot of their stuff was pretty handmade. So like I feel like in a weird way, like handmade more with organic fabrics, I should say. They like more so cotton. It's not like dry skin or stuff like that. And I remember there was a little bit of a thing is sitting in my brain, kind of like, ooh, how dare I not wear dry skin or nylon being a techwear guy, you know what I mean? But again, like I said, aesthetics come first to me. And I had found this coat called the Hogo coat. And I was just like, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm looking for right there. This is the perfect coat that kind of brings both of these things together, because if you see what it looks like when it's open, it kind of looks like Deckard's jacket, but then when it's closed, it's got the Blade Runner 2049 jacket, as you can see in this video right here. So yeah, so anyways, you guys, kind of interesting thing, the first thing I ever bought from this company was actually a hoodie, and you'll see it in this picture here that I'll flash somewhere on the screen. And they actually liked the picture so much that they reached out to me and they're like, hey, you know, we'll hook you up with a little something, you know, you could apply to your next purchase, you know, and the only thing we ask is that you post more stuff, you know, post more pictures. And looks like the joke was kind of on them, and I mean that as a joke, obviously, because I had already been eyeing up the Hogo coat for like, you know, like almost 2 years now. So, you know, it was just a matter of like, man, it's just so expensive, etc., etc. And yeah, I've been wearing it pretty much all winter. I actually just got to test it out in some below zero wind chills, because where I live, it does get that cold. And actually right now today, I think it's -1. So yeah, so got to try it out, and this thing is incredibly warm. It's incredibly comfortable, and like and it's very heavy, but it feels like you're wearing like a weighted blanket. In a weird way, it feels like you're just getting, it's like a futuristic hug. It's really what it is. But again, like I said, what I love about the coat is that it has the aesthetic that I'm looking for, and then it also has, you know, the functionality aspect, which is to keep me warm, and it does that very, very well. So yeah, you guys, so like I said, this is a quick one, you guys. I didn't want to take too long on this because there's really not much to say. You know, it does have double zip. Obviously, you can see that it, you know, the collar goes basically above my nose, as you can see in the videos and the pictures. If you've already followed me on Instagram, you probably already have seen, you know, the picture that I'll flash on the screen somewhere. And it actually got a pretty good response. So yeah, if you are somebody who's just coming into tech wear, and you kind of like me, where you kind of like, you know, you're about the aesthetic, you know, first. Or like if you're, you know, into just an avant-garde style of fashion, definitely check out Mdnt 45. No, they're not paying me for this. They only gave me a gift card just for post. But you know, nothing crazy. It's not like a sponsorship or a partnership or anything like that. It's just, I really like their stuff, and I thought I'd tell you guys about it. So anyways, not familiar YouTube, more content is coming. I'm actually trying to do where I'm going on a year-long hiatus of not buying any expensive pieces. Notice I said expensive pieces, meaning like if there's something cheap that I want to, you know, that I can get, I'll get that. Probably won't do any reviews on it unless it's something, you know, that'll quote unquote move the needle. But yeah, but I do have some things that I ordered in 2023 that I just haven't gotten yet. One's a pretty big deal kind of piece, kind of hype. But yeah, I can't wait till I get those. But anyways, that's it, you guys. More content coming, like I said, and I'm out of here.